7 Real-World Heroes. The world can be a scary place sometimes, and we can use a hero, even if they're a little hard to find. Have you ever read a story of bravery or self-sacrifice that you wanted to hashtag hero, or a story that moved you deeply? We share our top 7 real-world heroes. Number 1. Candace Lynn Lightner of MADD. On May 3, 1980, Candace Lynn Lightner's 13-year-old daughter Carrie was killed by a drunk driver. The driver of the vehicle that killed her daughter was a repeat offender, and Lightner was infuriated at the light sentence that the driver received for driving while intoxicated. She started the organization Mothers Against Drunk Driver, which became the world's most vocal educational force, teaching parents and children about the perils of drunk driving, with highly emotional and relevant ad campaigns that made everyone think twice. The organization was also instrumental in having laws and sentence penalties increased for repeat offenders. For turning personal tragedy and loss into a mission to save lives, Candace Lynn Lightner is a hero. Number 2. Rosa Parks. It took more than a little guts for the black woman to remain seated on a white bus. The bus wasn't actually segregated, but the bus driver asked Rosa Parks to give up her seat and stand, because a white woman needed a seat. The driver also asked that Rosa sit in the colored section of the bus, where black people sat at the back, allowing white passengers to board and exit the bus first. On December 1, 1955, Rosa Parks refused to move, despite the abusive comments and treatment that followed. A single act of defiance on the Montgomery bus boycott became symbolic of racial intolerance in America and started to change the way people thought about overt racism. Number 3. James Harrison. When James Harrison was 13 years old, the Australian almost died from complicated severe pneumonia. To save his life, the medical team provided a full blood transfusion, and the boy recovered. As an adult, Harrison never forgot the gift of life that he was given, and became a regular donor. Shortly after registering as an adult blood donor, it was discovered that his blood has a unique antibody that protects other people against rhesus disease, a fatal condition where antibodies in a pregnant woman's blood can destroy the baby's blood cells before it is born, causing miscarriage. Harrison has donated over 1,000 times and is known as the man with the golden arm. His ongoing act of selfless generosity has saved an estimated 2 million people. Number 4. Guillermo Magallanes. In the Philippines, storms and serious flooding can kill in an instant, but the 2009 typhoon Ketsana was particularly devastating. The streets of Manila flooded quickly and with little warning, and neighborhoods were ravaged by strong currents of water that swept many people away to drown, particularly the elderly and women and children. An 18-year-old man named Guillermo Magallanes was on high ground, and he had the option to run and save himself. Instead, the brave team dove in over and over again, swimming to drowning victims and helping them to safety. The last victim he saved was Menchi Penalosa and her 6-month-old infant, as the two clung desperately to a styrofoam box, unable to fight the rising water. The exhausted team swam again and dragged the mother and baby to safety before succumbing to the undertow current and being dragged out to sea. They recovered his body a few days later and paid respect to the hero who sacrificed everything to save over 30 people. Number 5. Jamie Foxx. The Oscar award-winning actor is one of many celebrities who have acted quickly to save a life and unselfishly risked their own safety to do so. In January of 2016, Foxx was driving and came across a rollover car accident with the driver trapped inside. The vehicle was on fire, but Jamie Foxx unbuckled the driver and dragged him out of the vehicle. Know many influential people that would put themselves in a burning vehicle to save a life? The driver of the vehicle was unable to escape as he was impaired and had suffered trauma to his head and neck during the accident. Number 6. Malala Yousufzai. It takes a brave girl to stand up against an international terrorist organization. Malala Yousufzai lived in Pakistan, where the Taliban had taken away the right for young girls to become educated, making it illegal for the young girl to attend school. With the support of her parents, Malala began to speak out against the restrictions for women, specifically with regards to education. To make her a public example, the Taliban organization shot her in the head in 2012, but the resilient hero did not die, thanks to the intervention of women and children's charities and international assistance. Malala was taken out of Pakistan to safety and allowed to heal, and in 2014, she became the recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize.
Number 7. Princess Diana. Arguably the most popular member of the royal family in history, the People's Princess is often remembered for her beauty and poise, but she was active with several charitable organizations and deeply committed to advocating for children's rights and safety. Princess Diana had opposed the use of landmines, which continue to kill children in war-ravaged countries. One of her most pivotal charitable messages was at the height of misinformation and lack of awareness about the HIV virus. Diana was filmed visiting hospice centers in England and touching HIV patients, something that many people were afraid to do. In her example, she managed to humanize the disease and rally support for individuals who were suffering from it, while encouraging global efforts to find a cure. Did you find a heroic story that you think should be on this list? Like us and comment with a link to your favorite story of heroism.